I got my new Crocs. I had to wait like weeks for these to turn up, but I tested them at a festival I went to last weekend, and they're amazing. They stay on your feet, even though they're quite baggy. They're brilliant in the shower, and you can walk around in them as well for a while. I got a little, you might be able to just see there, just a little rub off the buckle here. But so far, I think my feet have just kind of got used to that and they've hardened up against it. I think it's just a new shoe thing rather than a Croc thing. And as you can see, you can get them totally wet. They're still nice and grippy on the boat and on here. In fact, I'd say they're even grippier on the slippy stuff here. And what I'm really interested in is the fact that you can take them off quite easily, or your feet will dry inside. So the neoprene ones are great to keep your feet warm, but when you're in them all day, your feet are like prunes when they come out. So I'm really looking forward to giving these a good old test, and you probably see me wearing them most of the time now. So actually the first job we're going to do today is, let me just get this camera sorted, is we're going to, if you look along the edge here, this is how it should be, and then we've got some little bit of damage here where the boat's obviously just caught something, and we're going to try and fill those up as best we can. Everywhere else there's little nicks here that probably we can do sooner or later, but everywhere else looks really good. And what we're going to use, I've actually just got this already. I can't even remember how I got hold of it, but it seems to be polyester with fiberglass. It seems to be the ideal thing to fill gaps. It probably needs to be overpainted ideally, but we'll get some of that from the Honor Marine store. So what I'm going to do is mix it up and get it stuck in, and that should harden in like an hour or two. All the instructions are in Italian, so before I came down here I was furiously cut and pasting all the Italian into Google Translate to work out how to use it. So I only need the tiniest amount of this stuff, so oh yeah, you can see the polyester fillers in it as well. I think that will probably be enough. So let's now work out what about 3% of that will be. A little bit more in for good measure. I think that should do. And then we make sure we mix it up good and proper. So here we go. Now this one is quite a deep hole, so I'm going to try and just work it in and fill that hole until nothing else, until it just doesn't accept anymore. So I can feel the hardener actually starting to go off already, which is a good sign. It means it's gonna, whoop. I should have just took that water off, but hopefully it's not going to cause too much problem. It's not really gone into the polyester. And then this is designed to be sanded, so we don't have to be too careful about the finish. I'm trying to do this one-handed. I'll try and squeeze in that little crack there as well. Ooh, it's so calm today that as I'm squeezing this into the cracks, I'm actually pushing the boat away. A little bit there, there's some cracks as well. I'm just going to try and push it into the cracks as well. These little hairline cracks, if they're filled, it'll be good, much better. So this went off really quickly. I probably put a bit too much hardener in it, and I just managed to get to here. I just couldn't quite get that level, so we'll have to do a little bit more for that. As you can see, that's all nice and filled in now, and when it dries we'll give it a good old sand. So one thing I've got to do is I'm just going to have a quick look at this patch here, this rip. So I've been looking at the sail and I don't even show you, but this is where it's all been overstitched by, you know, I had the sail just overstitched because all the stitching was coming apart, especially along, you can see this UV line. The problem I've got is where the stitching is here and it gets tension along this line this way, it's ripping, and you can see it's ripping up here. There's some, oh no, it's a little bit further, there's a little bit of ripping starting there, and this is a big rip that occurred here. I think this sail has seen better days, unfortunately. So I spoke to a sail maker, I think it's R&J Sails, not this company, which I think have gone out of business now. These are Rockfall sails, I think, and talked about getting it fixed, but he actually said it would be cheaper to buy a new sail than getting it fixed. So a new head sail is about £200. You can actually get them for 160 from this guy. The added extras you can get are a UV strip, so you can see how when you fill the sail up and you leave this sail on the boat when you moor it, because otherwise the mast would fall down, because it relies on the forestay here. So you can see that other lugger over there, you see it's filled up. In fact, any yacht or boat, the head sail or the jib, whatever it is usually left on the boat and filled up. So this bit gets a battering from the sun, and you can see, you know, where it's weakened. There's also a little bit of mold in here. So yeah, I think the time has come to replace the sail probably. I don't want to risk having problems with the sail, and I've had 2 issues already. There's going to be a third. So for the money, I think we're going to do that. So one thing I've got to do is measure the sail just to be sure of the size. So what I'm going to do is going to unfurl the sail and take advantage of this very, very calm weather, and we'll give it a quick measure. Just need to secure the mast. Let's try and measure the luff. It's from the eye to eye, right to the end. 337. That's 337 centimetres. We need to do a little bit of maths to convert that into feet. So 337 centimetres is 11 foot and 0.6 of an inch. It needed to be 11 foot 1 inch. I think we're close enough. As you measure it, the sail's not going to be as taut, it's going to bag a little bit. So it'll probably, my measuring probably underread a little bit. So I think we know what we're doing now. So we'll hoist that back up and then we'll get on with other jobs. So I've got another bracket actually. So I could actually leave this one on here. Although I do find myself, I do like to, let's get their thing, I do like to sit on this, if you can see, on this centre piece. So I might take it off. So I don't know if you can't see very well, but I'm going to put this here. The first thing I'm going to do is just attach the compass and just make sure it all fits. Keep it there so it's right out the way of the ropes. I think that could work. Right. These screws bite really well, so let's get that first one in. Left the most difficult one till last. There we go. In she goes. We'll give that a test, see how we get on with that. These floorboards, oh, I forget what you call the floor in the boat, but anyway, these pull up. Now, when this is out, you can get your finger at the back of these ones. I can't do this because I'm stood on it, but I would ideally need a little hole here. So they come up this way, ideally. Or do they? Are they better to come up? Let's try and do them this way. I think it matters really. So I think if you have a little hole like somewhere here or here, and another one here, and then we'll try the same here. We'll do the hole in this one first, so you can get your finger through and pull the boards up much more easily. And then we'll do the front ones as well. So we've got to pull these up anyway, so we can have a look at the bilge. So I got the trusty drill, and I've got it's a 19mm drill bit, which is approximately the width of my finger. It's the biggest one I've got. The trouble with these big sort of hole pieces, drill pieces, you can't kind of easily get them bigger once you've done them. So I'm going to go here. I know the bilge is under here, and there's not a piece running there. So I could probably, I think they're probably best here, out the way. So I'm going to do it roughly there. There we go, made a right mess. Now I can get my finger up. Oh, I'm just going to have to move that, and we can pull the boards up really well. So I'm going to do on the other side, and we might have to treat those with a little bit of deck oil that I brought with me today. Right, let's give those a little test. I'm going to try and do this quite carefully, but there you go, you get the idea. I'm going to do it carefully because I don't want all these bits to go in the bilge. So let's just put those over there. It's only a little bit of wood. And then this side, again, there you go, they come up. Oh, that's brilliant, that's really, really good. Now we'll do the front ones as well, I think. So I've done the hole on these ones a bit more on the outer side, because the way these work, you can't lift them this way because that's out the way. You can't lift them that way because, again, there's a lot of rope and that in the way there. So it's best to get your finger in there and pull them this way and bring them out like that. I've already done this one here as well. Always a good idea to get your hand out of the way first. There we go. Oh yeah, they work really well. So I've been needing to do that for a long while, actually, since I got the boat, especially because I've been trying to get in and out of the bilge all the while. It's raining. It's actually coming down a little bit for a minute there. I've been chatting away to a guy over there who's got he's actually a new member here. He's got a Wayfarer, lovely boat. Of course, I've just spent the last hour chatting instead of doing stuff with the boat. But because it's raining, I think we'll have a little break. So I'm in a cheeky coffee, nice cappuccino from my Nano Presso and the Nespresso there. I've also got this little tart. It's raining outside. It's still raining outside, so yeah, just waiting for the rain to subside a little bit. We'll chill out and then we'll get on with things.